I'm Kelly.
And I'm Sheldon. Welcome to this week's Embroidery Buzz. We're going to talk about embroidery thread.
Woo,
yay!
All right.
It's something you can't do embroidery without.
You gotta have it. Yeah, so first we're going to talk about the different types of fibers of thread, and then we're also going to talk about the weight and how to use things and just a little bit of everything.
And then we're going to go on this whole rant about how great Isacord thread is.
Yes, we are. Yeah. All right, so fibers. Rayon, polyester. So when I first started embroidering, back in the dark ages, as a child, we only had rayon thread, right? So that's what we used. But rayon,
it's shiny. It looks great.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
But it has some limitations. So the difference is rayon thread is made out of cellulose, which is a wood product of wood, natural product derived from wood. And then, so it's really soft, has a high sheen, but it's really weak, so it breaks very easily.
Right.
Yeah, so you can't run your machine at really high speeds.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also going to fade a little bit.
It's not bleach safe.
No, it's not color fast. Yeah. But then came polyester thread, which is made from, it's a man-made product from oil. So it's a synthetic product. It has a high tensile strength, so it's very strong.
Yes.
And it's going to take heat. It's not going to fade.
Right.
It's just great product for embroidery.
It is. Now, you also, I know a lot of you probably have cotton threads, and then you have polyester and cotton threads for sewing. So a cotton thread that's 100% cotton is fine to do embroidery with. It's more for things that are like a hand look embroidery where you want it to look like embroidery floss. And so you can use your quilting cotton threads. You want to still stay in that 40, 50 weight of a thread. And we'll talk about weight here in just a minute. But if you have a cotton poly blend for your sewing, you don't want to use that for embroidery.
Because it's going to give you a lot of breaks. It's going to be messy. Speaking of messy, if you do embroider with a cotton thread, 100% cotton thread, it's going to leave more lint in your machine. So go in there, pay attention, know that you're using cotton thread, clean it out a little more often than you would with polyester thread.
I think one of these days we might do an embroidery buzz on cleaning your machine.
We probably should. Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
It is. All right. So the weight of the thread is the smaller the number, the heavier the thread. So if a thread says it's a 30 weight thread, that's going to be much heavier than a 60 weight thread.
Right. So it's opposite of needles.
Yes. Yeah. Why can't people get together?
Let's just make it all the same. Come on.
So much easier. All right. And then thread ply. All threads are different, but most embroidery threads are a 2-ply. So that means there's 2 fibers wrapped together. A lot of sewing threads are a 3-ply. All right. Okay.
Most embroidery thread is 40 weight, and that's what most embroidery digitizing is designed around.
Right.
And then your bobbin thread is 60 weight.
Yeah.
And they work in combination together to create a tension imbalance so that it pulls, so that lighter weight pulls your top thread to the back of the embroidery, so you get nice clean edges, and it looks really nice.
Yeah, so if you're getting bobbin showing on the top, that means that the tensions on your machine are not correct. It's either going to be the tightening of the bobbin case or loosening the top. So usually I go with loosening before I tighten.
Right.
It's kind of a better system.
And because once you touch that screw on your bobbin case,
not always a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of machines now, though, have separate embroidery bobbin cases that have a tighter tension.
Yes.
So, all right. Oops, wrong button. We do sell a bobbin thread. It's a polyester, spun polyester, and it comes in black and white.
On large cones.
On very large cones. And we didn't even pick one up to have here.
We did?
Do we have one here?
No.
Nope. Okay.
That's all right. It's black and white.
Black and white. Now, you can use regular embroidery thread in your bobbin, and I do that when I'm doing lace. So I have the same color top and bobbin. Also, if I'm doing little tiny lettering for maybe you're putting on a polo or something, sometimes you get the bobbin thread showing through, and so I like to use the same color in the bobbin as well.
Yes.
Doesn't hurt anything.
I call that embroidery insurance.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
So Isacord thread, let's talk about Isacord specifically.
Yeah.
Isacord is a 40 weight, 2-ply polyester embroidery thread.
And it's tri-lobal.
It is tri-lobal, which we'll talk about in a minute. It comes in 1,000-meter spools.
Which is this.
Also, most colors come in the 5,000-meter spool.
Which is that. Look at that. Jumbo.
So if you're using a lot of a particular color, I always buy black, red, and white.
I do too.
My favorite ones in the 5,000-meter. always have those on hand. But if you're doing a lot of freestanding lace,
Like if you're doing our winter village,
yes,
that's a lot of thread.
buy the 5,000 meter cone.
More economical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, less trips to the store.
Yeah, and it comes. Most of the colors come in the large cones. Not all of them, but most. Now, can we show you some tricks?
Well, before that, let's tell
sorry.
them 423 solid colors of Isacord.
Yeah, and then we also have variegated.
The variegated.
I forgot to look up how many we have.
We have a lot.
A lot. We do have a set that's the top 10 that you can get as well. So what else do we want to say about Isacord? It's the strongest, smoothest running thread.
There are no dye lots. It's bleach safe. It's color fast.
Yeah. The no dye lots is really important
Yeah.
because I can buy this, like I have this in my stash. And if I bought it 5 years ago
and
I
you just run out,
I can go out today and get it. And it's the same color. It's
going to match.
Yeah. Now, also, Isacord does not over dye their thread. Tell them
Super important.
Yeah.
So over dyeing is when in a dyeing process, say they're trying to make they're dyeing for a green thread and something goes wrong with that dye process, it doesn't match exactly. They just take that whole batch and they over dye it to black. Well, now that thread has been heat processed twice. Yeah. It makes the thread not as strong. So you're going to get thread breakage, shredding. It's not going to perform as well. It's not going to last as long either. Yeah. So Isacord does not do that when they're creating their threads. There's no over dye.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Okay, trilobal polyester. I just
you
love
get
this.
to talk about it now, Kelly.
I know. I wish I had a picture here. So if you look at the thread under a microscope, it is shaped like a tricorn hat. So it has 3 sides. And so what that does is it gives you more area, surface area, so that you have more sheen. I also feel like it makes it stronger as it twists together because it kind of locks in place.
And those 3 sides create light facets, and that's what provides, like Kelly said, that sheen. So we don't have a substance over the thread that gives you the shine. It's the thread itself.
No
it's
coating.
the shape of the thread.
Yeah, very good. All right, look at us.
Yeah.
All right, so
okay,
tips.
tricks. Let's get to the tricks.
We both have a trick for you.
Yes.
So a lot of people, if you look at this thread, you can see that it's perforated, so people will start ripping this off, and it just is really hard to do.
Takes a while.
It does.
I want to get into my thread.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can just hold on to the bottom here, and then grab the thread, and just twist, and it comes right off. Ta-da!
That is great. I love that trick.
I know. And then this is just while we've got it zoomed in. This is the snap bottom. So you can, when you're finished sewing, you just open it up, run your thread in there, and snap it closed.
Gotta love a snap bottom.
I do.
I know. So here's my trick on the thread to get it open. So Kelly showed you the grab and twist. Sometimes that can be difficult to grab. If you have weaker hands, that might be still an issue for you. So if you hold the thread spool like this and put your thumbs here on the end, and then just give it a little push, it's gonna fly across the floor, but that cover is gonna come off very easily, and your thread is ready to go. Let's just give that another try here. We'll put so much force. There we go. So it comes right off.
No, I like that because you can
Just
like aim
that.
it at somebody you don't like.
But I like everybody
I
here.
know you do. I know you do. Yeah. All right. That was hilarious.
So there's some great little thread tricks for you. Buying thread. Of course, we're going to tell you how to buy thread in economical ways. This stacked here beside me, this is the top 90. So the 90 most ordered and used thread colors in our designs. And we package them for you. You get a great deal on this. But we also package it in the top 60, the top 30, the top 10, and the top 6.
And we have shades too.
Exactly.
Like 10 shades. Yeah, and you get these nice cases with it.
Right, which is great to keep everything organized.
Yeah, I like to have all mine by number.
Yes.
Even if I'm missing a number, there's still by number.
There's a space for it.
There it is, yeah. Then I know, ooh, I need that one. We also have thread kits for like our tiling scenes.
Great way to organize for tiling scene.
So this will have every thread, whether it's a metallic, Isacord, whatever, in the box. And if you need more than one spool, there will be the additional spool in here. Now, this thread is not just for one tiling scene.
Right.
You can do multiples if you're into that.
Right.
But also, it's just a great way to build your stash too. So, yeah. And it's a great price, always.
Yes. Always great when you can buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And then we have our snappy stacker. We've talked about it before, but this is a great way to take your threads with you or to stay organized. Like when you go to classes, it'll hold 10 on the top, 10 spools on the bottom. And you can stack other little things in here with it. So
great way to stay organized by project, class. Yeah.
All right. Oh, we have our metallics sitting here.
Yenmet metallic.
Yenmet metallic. They come in golds, silvers, and there's multiple shades of them, multiple shades of colors, which is really nice. And then this is the pearlescent or iridescent, and there's several of those as well. Just we use a lot of those in our the snow scenes with the pearlescent.
Right.
Really
so
pretty.
You want to give your embroidery a little bit of a pop or sparkle. Yenmet metallic is a great way to do that.
It has a nylon core and it's wrapped in a metallic and coated in
polyester.
So
it's a nice strong metallic thread.
Yeah. And so what else do we want to say about thread? That's just kind of skimming the top.
Yeah. There's so much, but that will give you a nice taste and should answer some of your questions and give you some great basic information about embroidery thread and Isacord.
All right. We'll see you next time on Embroidery Buzz.